Good morning, Wake Up New Zealand here. Carol Sakey speaking. Today I'd like to speak about UN Agenda 21 and UN Agenda 2030. The difference between the two is UN Agenda 21 is on a national level, so each country, whereas Agenda 2030 is a global UN agenda. And what does that mean? Well, in the context of things, it means the end of poverty, that everyone will be on a welfare state, okay? Power and control will go to the government as the masses become reliant on them for everything to survive. UN Agenda 2030 states the ending of hunger. This means genetically modified food that equates to organisations, large organisations, as far as Mazata, patented food for food crops. Large crops will be able to be produced by registered companies, and these will be enforced globally. It will destroy free market economy, and no one will be allowed to have a garden, a private garden to grow vegetables or anything like that. So it will be complete control. Chemicals, Coca-Cola Limited organisation, they will be in total control over drugs, disease and chemicals such as Mazata will be, and Dow Chemicals. Ocean fishing will be banned, except for large corporations who have ocean sea vessels that can go out to sea that are large enough, and there will be no private fishing, so no putting your fishing rod in anymore. Banning the use of wood stoves. Each individual person will be allowed a quota as to how much energy they can use, and there will be penalties for using gas and coal. Yeah, it's going to be pretty damn strict. So, and also the other thing is you will be banned from even collecting rainwater. The government and the UN will not allow any independence or self-sufficiency, whatever. It's got to be totally controlled by the government and the UN. Transport, driving of private cars, well, that's going to be penalised. I know it's hard to believe right now, but it's absolutely true. People will be made to use public transport. Injustices, well, legal immunity to illegal others and other protected groups, well, there'll be all of that, but it will also be a police state because all gun ownership will be banned. Control of the country will be by the government. Only the police will have firearms. Religion, criminalise Christianity. Mass practice of Islamic ideology and Sharia law will come in. Remember, it's all already in Britain. They have Sharia law courts, and it will spread to this country. Even opposing the government during elections will be punished. Tax department, the IRD, will audit and punish people, groups. They'll have that authority to do that. So there'll be extreme debt to the World Bank, large-scale bankruptcy. Yeah, we'll end up punishing the rich by treating everyone equally, whether you work or not. So the majority have to be on welfare. Private businesses, well, say goodbye to them, because you'll only see large-scale organisations. So the role of Agenda 21 is to criminalise private ownership of property. You'll notice the stack and pack large apartment buildings going up in the last 3 months. I can't believe how many have gone up. Went into Auckland the other night. A car park, a large car park being made into apartments, and I see now the council is slamming 3 more car parks off, so we're definitely heading to public transport. You won't be able to park your car in town. So the basic needs for humans to survive: shelter, food, water, heat for warmth. Well, the government controls all that. So each individual person will be given a quota of energy that they can use. So you and your family's life will be in the UN One World Global Government's hands. So as far as education is concerned, there will be a dumbing down of education. We're already hearing about the new plan for tomorrow's schools, where total control by the government of our kids' education. Parents are no longer on the scene. They have nothing to do with it. So what we're going to have is no winners or losers, all brainwashed, indoctrinated, global robotic losers. The government will control every part of the education system. Family identity will be lost. Artificial intelligence in preschools, other schools, and we'll be having AI in them. The reason for that, because they want to see what's going on in your kid's brain. Power, control, indoctrination, it's all about that. And remember, Chinese relationship with New Zealand, well, it appears we're okay with them now, and they're ahead of AI. So what about males? I've been going on lately about no support for males, little support for males. Males seem to be targeted. They don't have the support systems when going through domestic violence, etc., etc., etc. And it's not all females that are actually hurt by domestic violence. There are males as well, but they don't have the same equal rights and supports. So this UN agenda is about demonising males, particularly white Christian males, because males will stand up, be strong, and fight their rights to protect their families. So we can't have that. We can't have strong males. So alternatively, society will become purposely feminised. Well, much talk about freedom of speech. Anyone speaking up against the government, this will equate to hate speech, and they will be punished. UN Global Compact Migration. Well, certainly is my thing, because I've been trying to fight against this one. This is already stated in the UN Global Compact Migration that the context of the compact says if media oppose migration, the government will deny them public funding, even though they have freedom of press. Actually, they don't have freedom of press, do they? This is just pure blackmail. Please note, people, this isn't a conspiracy. Check out the UN official website yourself. No politician in this country has the balls to speak up about this government planning to destroy our country, to destroy our identity and its people. Past and previous governments' silence around UN Agenda 21, 2030, 2050 and 2063 is extremely deafening. Why? Because it's a nightmare that's about to happen. No thanks to our politicians at all. They're allowing it to happen. They're not being forced, they're doing it by choice. These are true supremacists, the true extremists. These are the people running our country. And when you talk about supremacy, it comes in many colours, many shapes and many forms. And this one is the biggest form of the lot, the UN Global One World Government. And New Zealand, don't worry about your sovereignty, because true sovereignty of New Zealand, that was purposely given away decades ago to the UN. So we can't lose what we don't have. So don't fret about that one. The only way to achieve this is for the government to remove itself from the UN, save the people from all the corrupt criminal UN agendas that are about to wreak havoc in New Zealand. UN Replacement Depopulation Division, 2010, well, they're so busy assessing our fertility rates, ageing population and mortality rates to offset this with third world country refugees. It sort of fits hand in glove with a UN Global Compact on Migration. So people, please go to the UN website, check it out for yourselves. It's all there. The only people who don't tell you about it are the politicians, because they know that there will be a total uprising in this country if they come out and tell you the truth. But the UN is so powerful, they don't have to hide a thing. Thank you, people.